Most Negroes buy by brand. They ask for products by name. They're quick to turn down off brands. Now for the second. The Negro buys good quality merchandise. Symbols of quality and prestige are very important to the Negro customer. This woman, for example, is buying fine crystalware, but she is also buying the admiration and approval of her friends and relatives. It's a well-known fact that many Negro customers are influenced by the opinions of others. And here's the third thing to remember when selling to a Negro customer. When he specifically asks for one thing, don't try to sell him something else. If you do, he'll probably react something like this.
Doesn't he think I've got the money to pay for it?
He wants to be sold on quality, not price. The Negro buys by brand, he buys quality, and he doesn't like to be switched at point of sale. These are the keys to selling the Negro customer. The secret of selling to the Negro is expressed in one word. That word is recognition. But perhaps because he's had so little of it, the Negro needs even more. This need is a very real and important one. It shows up.
We'll understand what's going on tonight because my account is in review. I'm working on getting my account. I got a 24-hour review on my account right now to get document to be in shadow ban. So it takes 24 hours, but I think I'm gonna go ahead with it. Let me see how they push it up and shadow ban crazy. I think I was playing. I'm gonna put it back up for you. We're showing how they have created a style in order to sell things to the Negro, right? I'm going to play it again one more time. I want y'all to understand what is going on here, right? And why it is very important as men we stay. I'm gonna back out this, and I'm going to start with this clip right here. Apologize. 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 Started with this for a reason, right? Apologize. Apologize. Started with this for a reason. Hey, hey, Laura, what's going on? My sister, what's going on? How are you? How are you? Well, I'm going to start something here. Hey, hey, Laura, what's going on? My sister, what's going on? I came. How are you? How are you? Part of it, this is well, I'm going to start something here. Hey, hey, Laura, what's going on? My sister, what's going on? I came. How are you? How are you? Part of it, this is well, I'm going to start something here. Hey, hey, Laura, what's going on? My sister, what's going on? I came. How are you? How are you? Part of it, this is well, I'm going to start something here. Hey, hey, Laura, what's going on? My sister, what's going on? I came. How are you? I did. You part of it, this is well, I'm going to start something here. Hey, hey, Laura, what's going on? My sister, what's going on? I came. How are you? I did. You part of it, this is my apologies. Feedback. How is the feedback now? Is it better? I'm on self. I'm trying to build a Wi-Fi. Pardon self. Pardon self. It should have stopped now, right? Okay. Good. We should be good now. Jesus. Listen, what is it good? Hmm. 1 second. What's going on, Jude? How we sounding now? There we go. We cleared it up. My apologies, everybody. I'm trying to build it while I fly, but I had to touch on a couple of things that I wasn't going to go. Wasn't what saying was, and I'm gonna clip part of this because it is being recorded on my other platform. Um, I wasn't going to go live tonight because my account is under review, right? I got a crazy shadow ban on my account, and I got somebody working with me to review it. It's under 24-hour review as of right now. I was on the verge of getting my account taken away. I got another account that I'm working on, but I found something that was that I wanted to go over. Right, I wanted to talk about. You're more welcome to chime in anytime you want. I do. If you don't want to use your page, I have a link. You can actually send you a link. You can come on without going to the page. On my story, I posted in chat. Right, Shaquille O'Neal um, on top of Kevin Hart humping him from behind. Right, you can try to do this without any audio at all. Okay, the audio is muted. So if y'all went to my story, you might have seen something like this on the story, right? And it was the introduction to this program. It was called Where's the Manhood? Where's the Manhood? Not for mama's men. You're getting your feelings in that. It's not for everybody because what's going on now has become ridiculous. Right? It's ridiculous. And we have a lack of manhood, right? And so first, what I was doing the three M's. The three M's was mindset, money, and muscles. Meaning, you have the mindset of a producer, a builder, a man that don't wear the white towel, a man that understands that life will going to be rough, understanding that things will go your way, won't go your way. You have understanding that there will be times you will not be rewarded from other people that you have helped, but your blessing may only come from the Most High. We deal with that. We understand that. Where we keep on pushing. You see the chain I got on? I had it on the other night. This is a fake chain. You know why I'm wearing this fake chain? Because we're in a society now where it's okay to fake it, even when you don't make it. Some people say, "Oh, fake it till you make it." No, some people are faking it to the point where they're not even making it. They just keep faking it, and it's become acceptable. It's a horrible mindset to have because in due time that shit will run out. A lot of people like to equate the younger men with the older men when it comes to drive and motivation and so forth. Let me tell you something. If a man gets when a man gets to a certain point, he will not be no longer. It is over. The difference between the same man driven at 20 and the same man driven at 50. You know what the difference is on his 40s? The difference is in his 40s, he should now have results from him being driven in his 20s. Like they say, an old fool was once a young fool. Well, an older driven man was once a young driven man. The difference is he now has outcomes, he has receipts, he has invoices, he has deeds, he has titles of what he was putting in when he was in his 20s. And it's showing now that he's in his older ages how driven he was. He doesn't stop. Somebody asked a question about does it come to a point where a man can no longer be driven? Well, of course it is. There's no changing. As we get older, we get stuck in our ways. We don't want to take the we don't want to take the steps to change what we have as we get older. We get stuck in our ways. It just is what it is. No matter what is being said, what we're seeing. You said you can't teach an old dog new tricks. That's 100% facts. You can't teach a man to be driven at 4 years old. Well, he wasn't driven at 20 years old. For example, the millionaires and billionaires of the world. If you go back in their history, at one point they was always driven. When they were younger, they was driven. They had a dream. They followed it. They understood it. Elon Musk failed multiple times and tried to make the electric car. They thought he was a fool for trying to do it. He never gave up. He kept pushing. Now he's arguably the richest man in the world. He was driven earlier. You can't give a man drive. Drive is almost by design. Now you may motivate him. And a lot of times, women can be the motivation of men. Some men see beautiful women getting motivated. Oh, I want to do something else. Oh, I'm going to do more. I'm going to do more. But they're already driven. The drive is already there. This is a mindset. The drive is like my first M, which is the M of mindset, has something to do with drive. It's a driven mindset. Understand it? It's a driven mindset. My second M, and this is no specific order, depends on the day, how I'm feeling that day, was money. In order to achieve certain things, we need money. This is a fact. We need money. The cost of even buying a home nowadays, you must be damn near a millionaire to get a home. In order to raise children, you must cost you what they say about $300,000 to raise children from 0 to 18. In order to support your wants, needs of your family, you must have money. But in order to get the money, you must have the mindset to drive in order to get it. The problem is now we have very bad examples of those that actually have money, and are not doing the right thing to show us how to behave when they have money. They're getting the money. They're getting the money. They put in the drive, the sacrifice, and so forth to get the money. And then the example that they're showing, once they have the money, the example that we're seeing now. What we're seeing now. These are millionaires portraying this kind of image. This is why Cat Williams have went so viral, is because of this. And I looked at it as, man, this is the example that they set for our men. This is the example that black men is out here setting for each other. It's not the strong black man doing certain things in a certain manner, having himself a certain way. That's not what it is. It's not what we're seeing. That's not what we see. We see foolishness. We're made men who are millionaires, showing us this is how you act once you've made it. I don't understand. This is how you act when you made it. You got to that point, and now you carry yourself in a certain manner that does not display manhood. Other aestheticians are looking at us like, yo, what's going on? This how they act. So let's get in there and get some of this money. Let's take advantage of this line. It's just how they're gonna act. Let's get in there and take advantage of it. Because that's what they're displaying. manhood that's going down the drain, right? And one of the things that we have, our men have become suckers to is what they see on the internet. And one of the things most of our men don't mind seeing on the internet, and the thing that motivate most men at this point, right, is this right here. You said it right. Buck broken men, sweet booty, buck broken men, men who got bills to pay, kids to feed. But this is what motivates them. This is it right here. You know nothing past this. They would never in their life be able to come in touch with the women with the kind of drive that they have. The women that they see here and they consistently like, they send cash apps to, knowing they got bills to pay, knowing they got daycares to pay for, knowing the food stamp, then raise the lower the income qualifications. But this is what they got time for. This right here, this here doesn't stop. If you look at the amount of likes, the comments, and everything on any one of these photos, it will go on for days. And there's thousands of pages like this on the internet. Thousands. That ain't gonna stop. Where's the manhood going? Why is it that wearing a fake chain now, you can keep wearing it? Doesn't matter. I'm just using the fake chain as a metaphor. But when you're at the point now where everything is fake, we're at the point now, I'll be honest with you, a lot of women out working the men. I'll say this one more time. We're at a point now where a lot of the women are outworking the men. That's causing a major imbalance in the dating game, of course, because women have the intrinsic nature to want to learn from the men that they with. They do want to be led. They want the men with the rough hands and the ability to be a little stronger, a lot stronger than they are. The word is hyper, right? Wanting more. And you got too many of our men nowadays who have succumbed to the internet, who would never in their life feel that they will come in touch with a woman that they see on the internet. So then now they pay for the thought of being with that woman. Understand this. They're paying for the thought of being with the woman. They know damn well those women on Instagram, those women on OnlyFans, that they pay $6, $7 a text, all kind of crazy shit like that. They're not even talking to other people. I've been around them. I've been around the women that will sit there and talk to men like $3.50 per text, and will talk for hours, man, per text. And they haven't even they're not even texting no more. They handed the phone up to a friend of theirs to talk to a dude that's paying $3.50 to talk to a picture or a video of on Instagram or on OnlyFans. A lot of this is not what people want to hear. The men want to hear. This is where we at now. Where has the manhood gone? Most programs nowadays are not doesn't have a unless it's a sports program. They don't have a the image of a heterosexual black man speaking outside of sports. Right? Just speaking, just dropping knowledge on how to be a man. It's never been that way. Look, Oprah's the queen of she's basically the queen and the king of TV when it comes to talk. There's not one that can compare to the progress, the productivity of Oprah Winfrey, one black man. She has been the poster child for talk TV. She's made billions. She's speaking about feminist items. She just put out Color Purple again. I think it did a record the first day. After that, it kind of flopped and went back um, because of a lot of discrepancies. I think with Taraji and just men not supporting it. But at the end of the day, there's no black man that can compete with the productivity of Oprah Winfrey for a number of reasons. First of all, that's not what they want. But a strong black man in the home is strong, right? And whether it be black, let's say black, everybody. I'm not just talking about FBA, Foundational Black Americans, or ADOS, African Descendants of Slaves. I'm talking about even the Caribbean black. They come to the point where they look down on FBA anyway. African black Africans, they come down to the point where they right. Um, Laura said something. Open to a women of color to focus on not needing a man. There's a huge divide in our community, and it's sad. It is sad. And the divide is between the men and the women. Women may say, we got an argument because the men ain't doing this. To fix this, and I do believe, in my opinion, to fix this, it does fall in the hands of the men to be more of a leadership in the home. Now, I'm not saying the leadership of everything, but be able to lead at least lead the home. Every man was not designed to lead. It's not the case. But in order to lead the home, you must be a certain type of man, right? You must be a man that understands how to lead the woman, how to teach her how to be there, how to protect her, right? Then when you have a situation where the women are raising the boys, something's going to be missing. Right? Now, I'm a person and spreading my seed all over the place. You must be very careful what they see, especially black people. Very careful what they see and how they spread it to. Because what happens is this: when you spread this seed right to different women, and you create this single mother environment, it takes two parents to raise a child. Parenting is a partnership, not a solo mission. And I do believe, and I want to get on another note because I'm going to put the responsibility of the mother as well in this here. But when the man spreads his seed like that recklessly, we create the environment that we have now. Problem is this, right? Big problem is this. When you have when the women know this guy is not produce or build the type of man, and they still choose to have children by him, and it's their choice, right? It's a woman's choice. I know personally somebody going through something right now. We actually have the child, but the woman wants to uphold it. He has no say in what she does because it's her body. See, her body choice. He has no say. So she's doing it. So the same way she has the choice to get rid of it, she has the choice to keep it. Right? We live in a we're a first world country, right? And I do, and like Angel said, I blame the women. She says she blames the women, and you can come on and speak if you like. Uh, the responsibility does lie on them when it comes to the seed making because I know personally men with 6 children, 7 children with 6 different baby mothers. They knew these men were not productive men in the beginning, and they knew that man. And they knew that man had was not taking care of this other 4 or 5 kids. I'm going to send the link right now. Hold on one second. I'm going to send the link right now, Angel. 1 second. Hold on. I'm going to get this link out to her. Um, you should have the link in there right now. The link is up. You have the link. You have the link up in there. You have the link. Hold on 1 second. Okay, you have the link. Hey Clay, you want to Clay? You can click on, or I can send you a link and you can come right on. If you want to come on, I could do it two ways. You can go on through Instagram, or you can go on through. I can send to Angel. I sent you the link. Send the link. Okay, send the link. Give me a second. Give me a second. Copy. 1 second. I'm gonna send this. Put it in. See if I can put it in this chat. Let me see something. Uh, see if you. I'm sorry. See if you can click on that, Clay. If you could click on it, click on it. If not, that'll put you through. That won't put you on Instagram. That'll put you through StreamYard. If you can click on it as well. Let me see something here. Here.
Okay, good.
Andrew, can you hear me? Unmute your mic.
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, great. So can y'all? Are you gonna be? I'm not allowing you to join from here. Wait 1 second. There's gonna be a delay. 1 second. Clay, I gotta get Clay. Hold on 1 second. I want to get Clay here. He wants to join as well. 1 second. Mm, and yeah, Clay is. 1 second. You have that new number, Clay. 1 second. Let me get your new number in. Um, okay. Let's see. So here we go. Clay, give me a second. Clay, you can. 712. Okay, so so, 1 second. Okay. Okay, I just sent the link, Clay. Okay, the link is there. You need Google Chrome to come on. I just sent the link to your phone. Clay. Angel. There we
Yes,
go.
I'm here.
Now there's going to be a slight delay. Are you still on Instagram?
Yeah, let me close it real quick. Okay, I just closed it.
But now you can, or you can open it up and leave it and leave your volume down. You can leave your volume. Okay, your mic is because I see there's people coming on from your page as well. Clay's here. Okay, Clay, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you good.
All right. So I'm going to.
Yes.
Andrew, your mic is muted.
Yes, I can hear you. I can hear you.
Your mic is okay. There we go. Okay, now, Andrew, you said you had it. You said you blame. Why you say you blame the women?
Well, there's a lot of reasons why I blame the women. I feel like as
I'm
women,
trying to
it's
do
our.
some. This.
Can you hear me or no?
I'm hearing-
Uh-oh. Let me know if you can hear me.
Yeah, I can hear you fine.
Okay. You want me to keep going?
This feedback is crazy. Man. Yeah, keep going.
Okay. So, I blame the women for a lot of reasons because I feel like as women, it's our duty and our jobs to protect not only ourselves, but also any life that we bring into this world. Like we kind of determine if that child's going to have a good life based on who we decide to have a kid with and what type of situation we decide to get involved with. And a lot of the times, the situations that are fun and that are thriving that give us life, sometimes they're not the best type of ideal situation that can plan for longevity. And I feel like a lot of women just don't look at the longevity of things. They don't see, hey, if I have children, or if I am with this person, like what is going to happen 5, 10, 20 years from now? Am I going to be married? Am I going to have an actual thriving household? Am I going to have a healthy home? Are my children going to have two parents that are actively under the same roof? And
Mm-hmm.
I feel like a lot of women just don't look into that. So that's why I blame them.
Clay, you got a response to that?
Um, can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, so for me, I don't particularly just blame the women, um, from the aspect of, if we're living in a maze, that being your community, um, your scope of life, your exposure to people, places, and things, not really knowing everybody's upbringing up here on this particular chat that we're having. Like sometimes the environment that you have and what you're exposed to limits your range of choices. And unfortunately, like for a lot of us, men and women alike, through trial and error, you know, we find things in people that we like, and we hold on to those things while not really vetting the more vital things, because of, like, just look at life for a lot of people right now, in America in 2024. Times are hard, right? We acknowledge that, with the economy being what it is and so on and so forth. So more so now than everything, people are looking for things to just hold on to, you know, while maybe probably men and women alike needing to work on particular things for themselves. You just get so caught up in the feel of things that them endorphins in your mind from just feeling good from the presence of companionship from the opposite sex, it'll have you ignoring the things that you actually should be putting first. And like in society, it's like so many people are just caught up in the rat race of life, like just trying to exist, just trying to live, just trying to make ends meet, that to have like a companion makes people feel complete, when it's really like only like a temporary fix if you're not like solid yourself, or you don't have yourself. So now you're taking in and on the emotions, the presence of another person, and it's just distracting you from either A, yourself, or B, the lack thereof in this person. And then unfortunately, big fella, a lot in a lot of situations, children get created out of uh those climates, those environments. And all the while you discover, like, all right, now the woman, she's pregnant, or the child's here, and she discovers that she doesn't even really like the person that she created a child with. She doesn't know this person. um he has horrible ethic. He's not motivated. Because we come into meeting people, and everybody is putting their best foot forward. Everybody's nice, everybody's attractive, in the honeymoon phases of things. But in real time, when you get past all the BS, it's like, yo, excuse my language, this motherfucker's a loser. He's not motivated. All he want to do is lay around all day, maybe play games, hang out with his homeboys, party, club, BS, or what have you. And he already got a kid or two that he doesn't really do anything for. Things didn't work out over there. Then they coming down on him hard, but now he's over here, and now it's kid number three, and that's just one aspect of it. Like my true premise of where the manhood probably went and left is the divide, man. Like for so many years, and I'm not just leaning on this. This is one strong aspect from what I feel contribute a lot to manhood and male leadership being decimated. The penal system. The penal system. So many men.
Clay, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. I can
I
hear
have
you
a
clear.
question though. So Angel said that she blames the women, right?
Uh-huh.
So,
Uh-huh.
so what would you put? What would you put the? What? I hate to play the blame game.
Okay.
I hate to play. But I'm going to play the blame game. Your thoughts on her saying she blames the women?
Mm-hmm.
If the women control access to having children, who would
Mm-hmm.
you think was more to blame in this situation?
Mm. And in that way, unfortunately, the women.
Well, I just want to chime in real quick. So this is my thing. As a younger woman, we know who we're sleeping with. We know exactly who that person is. We know what they're capable of. We know, if they're a father figure, if they're a husband. Like, we as women, we know. So
Can you say
that's
that?
why.
Can you say that's the case? Like most of the time. Like honestly, you could say that's the case
So
most of the time.
I would say that a good majority of the time we know, and even if, of course, like, situations change and
Mm-hmm.
whatnot, and people grow apart, and that's understandable. But at the end of the day, as women, we see the red flags from day one. We
Mm.
know. We know exactly who that person is. However, we just, of course, we get caught up in the lust and the love and, just the person, and we look over it and we think, oh, maybe they'll change, maybe they'll improve, they have potential. But at the end of the day, I would say 95% of the time we know exactly who we're sleeping with, and if we don't know who we're sleeping with, we shouldn't be sleeping with them. And
Mm-hmm.
that's how you prevent a lot of situations. But of course, that's not ideal because, the society that we live in, and it's already proven that a lot of people don't think that way.
Laura said that age plays a big role in these decisions. How is that so?
Age.
Yeah, she said in the chat, she said age plays a big role in these decisions. So, okay, so I'm trying to understand something. So you're saying that older women should make a more intelligent decision on who they have their children by, who they create babies by? Is that what you're saying, Laura? I don't understand. Could you understand what she meant by that, Angel?
So
She said age plays a big role in these decisions.
the way I was raised, I knew from a very little girl that I wanted to be married before I have children because I had my parents to look up to. So to me, I know it doesn't apply to a lot of people, unfortunately, in our community, or that may not have, like, the certain circumstances that I was raised upon. But I feel like age, you can only pull the naive card for so long. You can only say, oh, young, and,
Right.
you can only do it for so long because at the end of the day, um, you kind of, we know what we're doing.
So
Especially in our community, I think it's very important that, that we break these generational curses. It just can't be a cycle that's going to trickle down and keep happening and happening. At what point do we say, okay, we've learned from three generations that this isn't working, you
Right.
know?
Laura said many women need to make based on maturity. So based on maturity, well, maturity and age you can juxtapose the two, but a lot of people even older don't even have the maturity of some younger women. Laura, I wish you can chime in anytime you like. I could actually give a number to call if you like, but based on maturity, and this conversation was based on the conversation about it's about manhood, bro. Where's the manhood? That's what his basic was about. What was about? Somebody asked in the chat, "What's the top?" It's about manhood. Men representing men. Men showing other men how to be men. She wants to chime with the number. 1 second here. Give me a 1 second, Laura. I'll get it for you. Um, because like I said, you can tap it on the what you can tap it on the I'm gonna get the number for you right now. Give me a second. I'm gonna post the number in the chat. I'll do it right now because I think this is important because this is 69908. 3810. And I'm gonna pin the number. I'm gonna pin it. Let me see. So I'm gonna pin that number. Pin it. And if they want to get in, they're more than welcome to get in. Bro, it's about maturity. It's about men being men. Examples that we have. Then we kind of transferred over to the women making a decision to be with these men. Laura said it was about the maturity of the age played a difference. But you can play the immaturity card for so long because end of the day, these children that everybody's having didn't ask to be here. These boys, and that's a major problem with the boys, because these boys eventually were supposed to become leaders and lead their women. And it's getting to the point now where the boys that's being raised without the fathers are the men that they don't even want. They're raising these boys to be men that they don't even want. And that's a problem, right? So as Angel was saying, she was saying that you could play that maturity. Clay could go back on. Clay could go back on through Instagram. You can play the maturity. He's going on. Somebody's watching through there. You can play maturity couple so long, Laura. You can chime in, Laura, on the numbers there, Laura. I'm gonna try to put you on this way because this is about manhood. It's about the example that's being set. This is about the example that's being set for our men, our young men, because the older men, they are what they are. You got a guy 40, 45 plus is not driven. He is what he is. He was 20 years old and he wasn't driven. He was 35 years old, he wasn't driven. Now he's 45, 50 years old, he's not driven. So the fallacy of saying, okay, I'm gonna give it an older man, he has money, he has this, that, and the third, that shit is all that's a misnomer. That's nonsense. An old fool was once a young fool. An old undriven man was once a young undriven man. And now when we have examples, let me show you something. I had this on my story. I want to put this back up here. We have examples of foolishness like this. When we have examples of foolishness like this coming from our men, made men, men who have made it up the ladder of success, who we may look up to, who choose to make movies. I don't care what it is, movies or whatever, and doing this foolery. Enough is enough.
Yeah, can I comment on this?
Go ahead.
So, of course, everything is systematic, and in our society, what they're trying to do is dismantle the strong Black man, especially a man who is in the spotlight, who people look up to. That's what they hate. So, of course, these men are going to get sold out and bought, and that's just unfortunately what it is. But what they're trying to do just to our regular strong Black men is try to feminize them, trying to demasculize them, trying to make it seem like masculinity is the worst thing out there, like it's toxic, when it's really not. There's no such thing as toxic masculinity. And that's what they're trying to do, because the moment that they can start to gnaw away and break down and hammer down our strong Black men, what are we left with? What are we left with? I mean, our community is already facing a lot of divisiveness as is. So I think that's just what they're trying to do.
I got Laura chiming in. Hold up. Laura, are you there? One second. One second. We'll put you on the speaker. Can you hear me?
Okay.
Angel,
Yes, I can hear you.
Angel, you can hear her?
Yes.
Laura, we listening.
Okay, great night, great night. Okay, so I think exactly what I was trying to say is that it's easy to point blame on making it the woman's fault, but there's a bigger issue at hand, because a lot of women become mothers before their time. They don't have everything that they need mentally to make those decisions. So even though your parents are teaching you this is the way that you need to do things, we have to be honest. When you're a teenager, you're between the ages of 18 and 23, you're that rebellious age. Sometimes you don't want to take account, or you don't want to pay attention to what your parents are saying. You want to go out and do what you want to do. So again, it may, yes, you can say it's the woman's fault, but maturity plays a bigger part in that. Because a lot of women who make these decisions, they're not even really ready.
So what? So where's the cutoff?
A mom at 19.
Mm-hmm. Go ahead.
I think the cutoff, to be honest with me, because the age 18 is a number that was just put out there by someone in a room.
Right.
Because when you're paying attention to science, the brain is still forming. So you're not fully an adult until you're about 25.
25.
We say 18. What 25 is really the age. And you said something, Yem, that was very important. You know, a lot of adults are also not mature enough as well. It's true. But that plays a big part, because there's a lot of women who've made decisions in those times when they weren't fully mature and they weren't who they were supposed to be. And they look back and they regret it, because they're not ready mentally. It's the same dynamic of a lot of young women who end up having kids. And what do? They're throwing them in dumpsters. They're leaving them on people's doorsteps. Like, mentally, you're not there. That maturity, you don't have it. Whereas an older person wouldn't make those same kind of decisions. So that plays a part as well into what's happening in the society for us, people of color. Like, that's a big deal.
Okay. Angel, you want to say something before I jump in?
I mean, there's a lot of older women who make poor decisions. We see it all the time, in the blogs, on the Shade Room. So I do think maturity does play into it, but at the end of the day, I think just being accountable and responsible is a huge factor. And a lot of people, they don't care. They just want to enjoy their time. They prioritize their lust and their wants and needs over, hey, this is something that's really big and it affects my community. Bringing a child into this world without two active parents affects your community. It does. It affects the child. It's the entire situation. So I'm going to say something that's very ignorant, but
Right.
it is what it is. People shouldn't be having sex if they're not being responsible. And that's just what it is. And I know that's hard to tell an 18-year-old that, but hey, at the end of the day, if they have a child, then what? Now they're going to be forced to be responsible.
And this is the thing. I'm gonna add on to that. I'm gonna say a couple of things real fast.
That's great. That's great. That's great what you said, Angel. I'm a mom. I actually have twin 19-year-olds. These are conversations I have with them all the time. But at the same time, we have to hope and pray they make the right decision. So far, my kids have been phenomenal. They have not let me down at all. I pray they continue along that path. But as you said, yes, these are things that we're saying, but if we're speaking and we're going to be 100% honest in regards to everything, we have to look at all sides. Maturity-wise, they're not there yet. Like, yes, they do know there's consequences, but if we can all take ourselves back to our former 19 or 20-year-old selves, we weren't making the best decisions.
And you say they're not there.
Even with the
they're not there to raise children. You're saying is what you're saying. You say they're not there yet. They're not there.
No, I'm saying the kids are not there mentally to make the best decisions. They're making the best decisions they can at that time in their life. And I'm sorry. I hope I say this right. Your name is Angel, correct?
Yes.
Okay, so she did say something that makes sense. Yes, a lot of women make a lot of bad decisions. Older women, that's great. The older women, there's not much we can do with them. Where we have to fix a lot of the problems we have is with the younger people, not with the older ones. Because the older ones, they're already gone. So, these are conversations that you and I have had.
Yeah, definitely. I'm going to chime in.
The younger ones, we got to start with the younger ones. So where we're saying, okay, we're blaming. The older ones, they know better. They're just being dumb. But where the biggest change that can happen, that needs to happen, is the younger ones.
Well, this is the thing. Let me jump in.
18 to 25 is serious.
You said they know better, right? If they knew better, they do better. The problem is with you saying they know better. This is the major problem I have today, right? I want to say something. Because this generation that we have now, it's almost as if everyone is in an echo chamber, right? This is because she said the women. So I'm going to put it. There was a time where we had what was called young people's music, right? Older people may have listened to. Go back to the times of hip hop. Hip hop first came out in the 80s, 50 years ago, and the older people kind of called that young people music. right? And they had the older people may listen to the blues, the jazz, and so forth. Young people had their music that they listened to as well, right? Now what we have now, we have 50, 45, 40-year-old women taking on the traits of late teens and 20-year-old women. Sexy Red, I'm just using an example. I don't want to knock what she does, but I'm going to use her as an example. She isn't only attracting the demographics of those of her age group. She's also got Clay said he can't. Andrew, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. I don't think
I
you
don't
could
know
hear.
why Clay said it. I don't know why. So anyway, you have 45, 50-year-old women doing the same body movements as Sexy Red, who is, I don't know, in her 20s. The echo chamber has gotten to the point where everyone is saying and doing the same exact thing. When you go on these pages of the I don't know all these women named the ratchet music, the gorilla, the people that make all that kind of stuff, they're all making the same type of stuff, and everyone's listening to it. If you go to a post under under these women's posts, it's every age there. Now I get what you're saying, Laura. We was raised in a time where the older people did different things than the younger people. We in a time where they're all doing the same shit at this point. The same shit across the board. And the north and on the flip side, they're hating on the younger women because they trying to relive their youth, like Boo Chip said in the post. Those are the adult women who are reliving their youth, reliving their youth. It's gone. The youth is gone. And I don't want to sit here and Angel's comment shifted it to the women, but I was really focused on the men because of the lack of manhood that we have within our men. That's what I was focusing on. But we shift to the women, there's an echo chamber. There's a closed box of ideologies that's just bouncing off of each other, and they all taking on the same shit. The decision, you got 40, I seen it myself. You got 45, almost 50-year-old women in the strip clubs. At one time, a strip club was for trying to get by for a little moment, pay your school, and move on. Now they're in the strip clubs right now, actively right now in the strip clubs, 40-plus-year-old women behind the bar in the strip club taking their clothes off for money. Come on, this doesn't mean you got 55-year-old women with her OnlyFans. I think Joe Smith's wife opened up an OnlyFans. She's 53. This debunks the idea of saying older women decision making would be different. No, I think the late millennials and the zennials will begin to see the unsuccessful behavior of the older women, which is the millennials, which is late 20s, 30s, and better, and the Generation X, which is our age group, to see how the unsuccessful behavior caused them to be in a position they're in, and they will start to change. Because right now, the millennials, the early millennials, and the Generation X have destroyed the image of our women because they took on social media at young ages. Social media been around now, I think, for like 25 years, I want to say, 20 to 25 years, whatever it is. So they've been sucked in for almost entirety of their life, living in an image that is not even real, living behind filters. And they've been bouncing around these ideologies for the last 20 years. We have what we have now. And I get what you're saying, Laura, and it makes sense because you grew up in a time, Laura, when older people were different than younger people. They were different. Well, they did the jigaboo dance, whatever. I think the dance when it was back and forth. The younger people, the older people didn't do that. Look at all that crazy, and it was really nothing. Then the dresses got shorter. The TV advertisement changed. Then we got social media, and then we are where we are now, where everybody's bouncing the same shit off of. You go on a Sexy Red concert, look at a post, everybody's there. I was focused on the Mennonite, but it shifted. The conversation had to shift. And I get it. I totally understand what both of you are saying. But Laura, I think you need to update your lexicon because right now, it's across the board, it's a mess. The problem is this. This is the problem. This is the problem I have with it being a mess across the board. Let me tell you what I have. I'm going to bring this up on the board right now. And y'all can look at this as you look at it, right? I'm going to share this with those that's watching, because of course, no, that's not it. Medium. Here we go. This article I came across, and I like to say it. How long does a black dollar circulate in the white community? Studies say the average lifespan of the dollar is approximately 28 days in the Asian community, 19 days in the Wish communities, 17 days in the white community, and just 6 hours in the black community. 6 hours. So, while everybody is doing the same bullshit, jumping around, and the sex life has taken over, for some reason we still failing though. So why are we failing? Why is it only 6 hours in the black community? Why isn't it like everyone else's? But they're all doing the same shit. This is the problem. This is one of the problems. Why is that our marriage rates are lower than everybody else's? Why is it our wealth is lower than everybody else's? Is everybody's doing the same shit? These are the things I ask these questions. So I was trying to focus on the men tonight. The lack of manhood, the lack of leadership. But this is across the board. But the problem is we're the one that's failing. So we have to come to a table, a meeting table, to understand, okay, well, listen, we're doing something wrong. Now, I put a post up on Instagram talking about the how everybody went crazy over Cat Williams, right? Right now, his post, that podcast is at over 32 million views. 32 million views on YouTube. That is a lot of views, man. I don't know what kind of checks Shay what's her name? Shannon Sharp is getting right now. He's getting a lot of checks. And I don't have a problem getting this money. The problem I have is this. Nothing in our community goes viral to the extreme. It's going to bring in 32 million views over an hour's interview of productivity. Nothing that I know of has generated that much viralness, and we to bring us to uplift us to our position that we are in now. Clay, Clay, you gotta send the request. Okay, my bad, Clay. Let me get you in there. Hold on 1 second. Clay sent the request. Clay, send the request again. 1 second. Let me try to get to the request. I'm doing it on a different platform now. 1 second, Clay. Hold on 1 second, Clay. Clay sent the request. Clay, okay, how do I get to the damn request on this damn thing? Hold on 1 second, Clay. Okay, you sent the request. How do I get to the Clay? It's a little bit different, Clay. So I'm trying to get you in there on let's see. Let me X that out. Okay. You send the request on Instagram, Clay. That's what you're saying. Send the request on Instagram. 1 second, everybody. Give me a second. Clay sent the request. I don't know. Get this shit up out of here. On the Instagram. Okay, so Instagram been let me do it this way. Okay, so I might have to change. Yes. Okay. Give me a second. Laura, you still there? Shit, Laura?
Yes, I'm still here.
Oh, go ahead. You can speak.
I'm here.
Go ahead. So you can chime in. I'm just trying to figure out how to get Clay in here on his.
Okay. So, I mean, I love what you're touching base on. It is definitely true. There is no generation between the adults and the mini adults and the real adults, I want to say.
Yeah.
We say
I like to go generations, Zennials, Millennials, Generation X.
There's too many letters for me.
Yeah,
too much
go ahead.
confusion.
Go ahead.
It's too much confusion for me. So that definitely plays a big part in it. Yes, you're right. There is a divide. But the biggest issue we have is we have to bring the Black families back together, period. The fathers have to come back in the home.
How do we do that? How?
These are some of the things that how do we do that?
Yeah.
They have to make an effort, because at the end of the day, the reason that a man can have so many different mothers to his children, because he's moving around, because the males in his life are also not They have, because here's the thing. See, men of your stature, and I've said this to you before, have to have those hard conversations with them, because no man should be comfortable enough walking away from his child.
This is the problem. See, this is where
problem.
Okay, stop. Pause for a second. This is where you're gonna get in. You're gonna get in an argument right here. Okay, go ahead. Go ahead. You're gonna get an argument with everybody on every man on child support. Go ahead.
Not even.
Go ahead.
Yes. Okay. Fine. They can feel any type of way, but here's the problem: you make the decision, okay, because you chose to put yourself in that situation and create with this woman. You didn't look forward the same way women can be blamed because it's our bodies and it's our decision. These men also made decisions. So yes, you pick female A, she doesn't work, so then you try with female B and she doesn't work, so then you try with female C. Before you know it, you have multiple mothers, multiple children. And here's the biggest issue we have. Every time our community has brought someone of stature, Martin Luther King, Malcolm X, what do? They kill them. They take them away from us because they don't want them feeding us that, hello, the black family is the most powerful thing. So now we all have to come together and recreate and let people know it's not okay. The same way it's not okay for a woman to have multiple fathers for her children, although those are the cards she may have been dealt. It shouldn't be okay for men to also now have multiple mothers for his children.
1 second. Let me just jump in for. Let me tell you what the argument you're gonna. I'm gonna have to speak for those men, and statistically. Now, the problem is what you're saying is this. You're saying it is as if the men are just dropping seeds, right? Men need permission to have sex. If there's no crime committed, men need permission to have sex with that woman. She has to give him access to her body if, like I said, no crime is committed. That's like saying you're letting a array of people in your house with dirty boots on, and you're complaining that your house is dirty. Wait a minute. You let them in here. You let these reckless, no good dudes in here. This is the argument. I'm going to play devil's advocate for a minute. Like I said, I don't believe in spreading my seed because I'm very careful with my seed. I got 2 children by the same mother, 8 years apart. But your problem is what you're saying is this: you women control the situation in a first world country. Women have all control. If I get you pregnant right now, you could say to me, you know what? I don't want to have the child. And I can say to you, I want to have the child. Who has the say? Who's the person that makes the last decision moving past 5-6 months to have the child? Me or you?
She does.
Right.
It's the woman.
So this is the problem, what you're saying. And she knows if this man has 2, 3, 4 baby daddies, she knows this. If she don't, she gotta be nothing but airhead, But she knows this is going on, and she still. Future got what? 10 baby mothers, I think. 9 baby mothers. Nick Cannon and all of them. What about baby mother 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8? Nothing falls. I mean, let's be honest, Leah. That has to fall in their lap.
But you know where that comes from, though, right?
I mean, I get it, but I also
could name. They think they can change it.
But the problem is this: I get it, but the problem is this: I can also say that I know of in a certain community. I know a dude that really got 7 children, 6 baby mamas. He ain't even working, and they knew that he's a swaggy guy. He got tattoos on his neck and all type of shit. He looks good. But he's not even working. He got 6 children, 7 children, 7 kids' mother. So I can use the more famous men as an example. I can use the Future and the Cannon, but at the end of the day, this is happening everywhere. It's happening everywhere. I mean, it's obvious. I mean, more women have children than men. Men aren't producing at over 80% rate, 70% rate. Men aren't reproducing like that. They said 20% of the men have to the women's 80% because one woman can have so many children by so many different men. And the same men are having the same baby. It's like over and over again. That's the argument you would have by saying what you just said. Now, I don't believe myself that we should be spreading our seed like that. That's my opinion. I don't do it myself. That's my belief. That's not my opinion. That's my belief. I don't. But it falls on the permission to have sex with you.
It does fall on the permission, but here's the thing. What happens in the male community, like the male conversations that the women are not involved in, that it's okay for men to walk away from these homes that they've created. Because let's be honest, yes, how many men do you know? Because you know a lot of men. They decide, they think she's the one, and then as they get deeper, it's too late. She's no longer the one. So what do? The first thing they do is walk away. You understand? So you thought it was something. This poor woman trusted you. She trusted you. Some of these men even get married, because we can even go deeper. They get married and they think, okay, it's gonna work, and then they decide this is not what they want and they walk away. Granted, women play a role in that as well. But if we're gonna talk about the men, because this conversation was supposed to be about the men, what conversations are being had with men of your stature?
I'll tell you.
The rest of the men.
I'll tell you. Angel, did you want to say something? Clay, I'm trying to get you in here. Well, give me a second. I'm trying to get Clay in here. I might have to go to Instagram 100% and read. I do want to get Clay in here because I don't know. So I'm using a StreamYard. And what I might start doing is doing StreamYard when I do just a monologue with statistics. But I want to get him in here. And I don't know. Clay said it's not just walking away. I don't know how to.
Can I chime in?
Go ahead, Angel. You can speak, sis. Go ahead.
So, yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, we can point the fingers and say it's this person, that person, this group, that group. At the end of the day, we are, we're in the Black community, right? And we want to see our communities thrive. We want to see them doing well. We want us to be great. And in order for us to be great is bringing back the household, bringing back the home. Women need to be homemakers. Women need to have goals and try to strive to be wife material, not just a wife, and invest into that. And that also comes in a lot of discipline and not having children out of wedlock. And I know a lot of people will probably think, oh, this and that, they'll disagree, but it's just fact of the matter. That's how you prevent a lot of these situations from happening, where there are broken households, our children are confused, they're lost. And there's a lot of, the system of white supremacy is meant to do exactly that. Exactly that. So yeah, at the end of the day, women need to stop sleeping with these certain type of men that just cannot elevate them or bring them substance or make them a wife or want to settle down and be a husband and a father. That's just what it comes down to. But also, we do have men who are successful in our community. We do have men who are bringing substance and adding value. And, I do think it is great to have these men as, role models and men that you can look up to. But at the same time, I just don't feel like it's their 100%, responsibility and accountability to get the lazy ones up and moving. At the end of the day, sometimes you got to get rid of the dead weight and just keep thriving and just keep, pushing out positivity in our community. Some people are just too far gone. And as women, that's when we get rid of that dead weight too.
So
Those people who are too far gone.
Well, Angel, I have a question. What I might end up doing, I might have to. Angel, do you mind coming on through your Instagram page? You don't want to do that.
Yeah, if it's easier, I can do it. Well, yeah,
No,
I'll
you
come
don't
on.
have to. You don't have to put your face on camera. But the problem is, I want to get people in here. I'm learning. Like I said, I'm building a Wi-Fi. I'm learning the StreamYard platform, and I got to read up on it to why I can't add in. I know I can't do the chat. I'm looking through the chat through Instagram on my computer and my phone. So I'm doing a lot right now, but I don't see how I can add on people to to the platform through StreamYard. Laura is still there. The phone is still working just fine.
Yeah, I'll come in on my burner if it's easier.
You gotta okay. So what up? So did you follow me? So this is what I'm going to do, everybody. I'm going because I want to bring a little more. So Laura, you just hold on. No problem. I'm going to end this and I'm going to restart it through Instagram only. Right? But Clay, I want to get you in there, Clay. Blue chips come back on. I'm gonna get on these men. Lily Star, Blue chips, Laura, Clay, everybody's all right. Because I would bring more people in. Laura, do you want to come back on through just the phone or do your Instagram page? Laura? I think Laura.
I'm here.
You drinking the? What are you drinking? You drinking Cabernet Sauvignon tonight? Took a little nap, real quick.
No, not at all.
Thought you might have sipping a little Merlot. You know, a little dry Merlot. But this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to end it. I'm going to come back on. Angel, you know my page through Instagram because I want to bring some people on. All right, and it's not letting me.
Yeah, I'll join on my burner.
Okay, bet.
Okay.
I'm in it right now. I'm gonna come right back on. Boom. End it there. I'm gonna end it there.